So right now, as you can see, my desk is an absolute nightmare. It's a mess, and I need to clean it up so we can go through some new stuff that I got. So, that's much better. Let's get some stuff in here. So I bought this HDMI to USB converter for about $14 on Amazon. It's a piece of crap. It survived about a video and a half, and I'm getting rid of it. I'm replacing it with this internal card from Pile. This is a great upgrade for me, except that it means my HDMI input is now not on top of my desk, but actually very far away from my RetroTink. So, I picked up this 12-foot HDMI cable, which should help route things around my desk into all the right places. I'm probably not going to do a video on installing this because, well, it's not RetroTech. If you saw my Commodore 128 repair video, then you may have noticed the comment from Commodore-Bench who said I need to get some more parts to fully diagnose this machine. He offered to donate the loopback harness and some other goodies, and I'll link to his eBay store in the comments. I'll go through the whole package here. First are the actual loopback cables for the diagnostic ROM. This is a full version 1 kit from the diagnostic ROM ready to go. He also supplied the boards for the version 2 kit, which I'll build in a later video. In this first bag is the C64 keyboard connector and a user port module in a nice 3D printed case, which I'm going to have to label because all the markings are inside on the PCB. The serial loopback plug, and the cassette port adapter, which also has its own 3D printed case, and these would connect back to the user port module with a 6-pin cable. In the second bag, we have the Commodore 128 keyboard adapter. It's a pretty awesome design, since on one side it has the female plug that fits into the 128 Flat's internal connector, and on the other side it has a 25-pin male plug, which fits into the 128D's external keyboard port. And to fully round out the kit, not only did he supply the 6 and 8-pin cables to connect back to the user port card, but also the 9-pin joystick connectors, so I'm super excited about that. Alright, next bag. Hiding in the bag with Kickman is an Epix Fast Loader clone, which I was about to buy the blank PCB from his store when he offered up this package. I remember from growing up that my friend Will once had one of these, and his games loaded so much faster than mine, so excited to use this with a Pi 1541 eventually. And a copy of the Kickman cart, which is one of the games that can help with diagnostic problems with the ROMs, since it bypasses them like the dead test. I thought Super Zaxxon was the cart to normally go to for this, but I think that might check something else, like bad PLAs. If you know what it does differently, let me know in the comments. And a bag full of blank PCBs. Hopefully I can identify all of these. Some aren't labeled, so I'm not entirely sure what they are, but let's go through and see what I can figure out. These are the version 2 boards for the loopback harness. They should be a direct fit into the same 3D printed cases, and I'll build them out later. The Versa 64 and its ZIF socket cousin. These can make just about any C64 or 128 ROM cart. This is the Pi 1541 hat designed for the Raspberry Pi Zero, but seeing as how those are running about $90 these days, I won't be building this anytime soon, unfortunately. 2 different versions of the 64 Saver, which protects against overcurrent. Ooh, an Easy Flash 3 cart. This is going to put my surface mount soldering to the test. A C64 Warp Speed card. I'm not familiar with this. I guess I'll have to go do some research. A C128 AV adapter for audio in, out, composite, and S-video. I'll hold on to this, but I've got another idea in mind once I get the 128 up and running. And then the same thing for the VIC-20, which I probably will use, since I love my VIC-20, and the output looks like garbage most of the time. A GAL to PLA adapter for when one of the PLAs eventually dies. I believe they're 20 V8 chips, and there's a pair of them, and you just flash them, put them in, and it's a perfectly functional PLA. Then I held this to last because this is the one I find the most interesting out of all of this. This is the VDC RAM upgrade for the 128, which I'll get into in depth in another day, But for some reason, Commodore decided that the C128 flat didn't need as much video RAM in 80 column mode as the C128D, and I'm going to correct that. So a big thank you to Commodore-Bench for all this, and like I said, I'll put a link to his store in the description. I ordered these 25-pin female connectors for a project I've been working on, and I'm not quite ready to talk about it, but it should be interesting if I can make everything work. And then a while ago, I had ordered these 6 and 8-pin headers and the female slot edge connectors from AliExpress so that I would have them all ready for when I built my own diagnostic harness. But as we know, AliExpress takes forever to get here, and now I have a harness. So, works out in my favor, I got extra parts. And one last thing that showed up just before I started editing the video, which is why the video doesn't match. These remote control repair kits, which I want to do some testing with. Alright, so no big box special like the C128 coming out of nowhere for this unboxing, but a lot of little stuff and a lot of stuff that's going to make a lot of videos coming up in the near future. So I'm super excited about this. A little update on the Neon Sunrise. I have not forgotten about it. I am working on it. In fact, one of the things that you might have seen in the corner of the screen was the ISA style connectors. Those came in as well. Been having a bit of a conversation in the 6502 Facebook community, and we're working towards kind of a group standard where my DIN sockets won't be the standard and those ISA connectors will, and I'm okay with that, and I'm totally happy to work within a standard with other people. That I am still actively working on. There is a video in progress on that, so don't worry if you want more information on the Neon Sunrise. It is coming. But I really wanted to get these things unboxed so I can start making some new videos, and give a big shout out to Commodore-Bench. Thank you so much. Please go check out his store. Give him some love. Thank you, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and press that subscribe button in the center of the screen. I've also got a couple other videos I think you might enjoy.